So when I did the evaluation with Caroline, her ankles don't move. And your ankles are supposed to have a free range of motion. And if someone's ankle doesn't move, what that tells me as a practitioner is they don't feel safe. Their erector spinae muscle group, muscles, tendons, ligaments, everything is tight. The tendons are tight, their ankles are tight, because that's where all the erector spinae group anchors into your foot. So the ankle doesn't move. So as a practitioner, that's consistent with the person not feeling safe. And if they don't feel safe physiologically, right? It's not just a mental thing. Physiologically, their nervous system, their body doesn't feel safe. It's tight. What that tells me is that she has a challenge with the stage 4 consciousness. The stage 4 consciousness is the beginning of the masculine. It says what needs to be said and has no concern for the outcome because it says the right thing for the right reasons. But the stage 4 energy consciousness is where the person is willing to have the uncomfortable conversation. And it's how much they're willing to speak up and say what needs to be said because it's the right thing to say. So is it okay if I share with everyone? So Caroline's ankles didn't move. They're so tight. So I know that Caroline's not going to speak up for herself. She's not going to stand up for herself. She's not going to draw a line in the sand and saying, this is acceptable, this is not. She'll likely get pushed around. She'll resent it, but she'll get pushed around. She'll internalize it. She doesn't feel safe. So how Caroline is wired is she requires the masculine presence for her to let her guard down and access her feminine because she's super girly. She's super feminine at nature, super girly. So the feminine requires the masculine and she doesn't have any safety. She doesn't feel safe. So for her to access her feminine, she needs to have that masculine in her life. What is it that she can do on her own? She can do the stage 4 consciousness exercise. And the more she develops that internally, the more she'll speak up, the more she'll have the uncomfortable conversation, the more she'll draw a line in the sand and say, this is acceptable, this isn't. Whether or not you have the masculine in your life. So there is something that you can do on your own, but know that the way you are now, the way, with that challenge, she needs the masculine to be in the man, assuming it's a man, in their masculine fully for you to let your guard down. And Carolyn is likely that if the masculine, if she's in a relationship with someone, drops standard where they're not 100% in their masculine or close to it, she will destroy you. Yeah. She will test you. She will push you because she needs to know, hey, you need to be in your masculine. Otherwise, this isn't going to show up with the hair, then the nails, and she'll become more stoic and more internalized and shut down. And let me tell you what, if she doesn't have a masculine man, if the masculine in your life isn't showing up, that's a vaginal dehydrator. Her sex drive will drop like a brick. The legs close. But there's something that you can do on your end. As I mentioned, you can do the stage 4 consciousness exercise, so you have more of that on your own. You're not as need so much of that. But again, having a masculine presence in your life is essential for you.
Yeah, I do notice that I'm very closed off. Like I try to protect myself, kind of like I have a block, protecting.
Safety and constancy is high for this one. Again, she needs the masculine because she's wired very feminine. For her to access her nature, Carolyn requires a well-developed masculine energy. Doesn't matter how tall you are, how short you are. She thinks it matters a little bit, but it doesn't. A masculine man shows up, she'll start playing with her hair. She'll become more expressive. She'll become less stoic. Her tension in her body will actually relax. And the challenge with someone who has that need is not only is it a beautiful thing when the masculine shows up, but also if she doesn't have that, she's more likely to have headaches and migraines and digestive issues, health challenges. She'll age prematurely. She'll have neck and back pain. She'll be bitchy. She'll have all these health challenges because she's not living her nature. She's living out of her nature. Yeah. So for Carolyn to be in her nature, she needs that masculine presence.
It sucks as well as when the guy is putting in his masculine at the beginning, but then he lowers it towards the end.
That's a common challenge that men have, where they might show up initially, but then they feel comfortable and then they want to treat you like their mother, and they want to curl up like a cat in your lap.
Yeah.
That's needy shit. Don't ever do that.
That's
She
boy.
needs the masculine. Yeah, right. If you went from man to boy, then that's why you're in a relationship where the legs closed.
And then you wonder why she's nagging and complaining.
And she's nagging and complaining because she said that you're not showing up in your masculine, and that's just a symptom. So know that when the woman is bitchy or complaining, that just means that you're not showing up in your masculine, and she's not happy. And she doesn't even know why she's not happy. She's just not happy.
Yeah.
What it translates into is show up in your masculine again and watch what happens. And she will test you because she wants to know, are you going to drop standard again? But anticipate it and show up in your masculine anyway. And within a short amount of time, the legs unlock, her heart opens up, she starts playing with her hair again, the feminine comes out more, and she just wants to wrap herself around you. That's how you know you're in your masculine. If you're not getting that, you're not in your masculine enough. And then if you want to access that, more of your masculine, hey Dominick, I could access it, but I don't always stay there, or I would like to access it more, go to Corey's website, I think it's his members portal, if I'm not mistaken, and look up the consciousness exercises and do conscious exercise number 4 every day, every day. I still do them. I do them every day because my masculine is much more developed than what it used to be, but there's still room for growth. There's always room for growth. So I do that exercise every day. I brush every day. I floss every day. I do my conscious exercises every day because then I show up in a way that serves me and my family. And if I don't do my conscious exercises, sure, I can get by for a few days a week, maybe even more without having an issue. But much more than that, I start dropping my standard.
You start getting comfortable.
My wife gets bitchy. She starts getting short. She starts getting irritated with me about stuff. And I know what that really means is I'm not showing up in my masculine like I need to. Or at least to the degree that she needs.
Then you flip that switch and you're like, okay, game on again.
Yeah, hey, that's I need to get back in my stage 4 conscious exercises and get that masculine satiated.